So this is a Nissan NX8, and if we look up there, we got a radar sensor up there, and then there are two cameras on the windshield, and then it's got a relatively flat windshield, and the bonnet is relatively flat with minimal creases, looking nice. All they're going for this rounded design, and then we come down here, we got some daytime running lights from the left all the way to the right. They are not on right now, but they look beautiful, LEDs. And then you get your signature Nissan new logo, which is illuminated when the ignition is on. And then there's a camera here, and then you got number plate placement area. So, and when you go down below, there is a radiator inlet here, and in there you can see the radiator in there to help with cooling. So this car comes with in pure electric and also hybrid, but it's not extra a lot of information on it as yet. And then we go on to, you can see the front end has a really clean build to it. I really like it. We go into the headlamps, you got a daytime running lights as well, secondary one, and then this also doubles as your turn signal. And then you got your main beams in there, and then you got your Nissan branding there. So overall looking nice. And then we go down here, you got a black panel, and sitting on the black panel are the proximity sensors, and then one on the side as well. So you got a front here, it takes about a maximum weight of 25 kilograms, and then on the sides you also have two 3 kilogram hooks to hang things there, and you also got some extra hooks here as well, also 3 kilograms maximum, so you can also carry some load here as well. And it's not electronic, but it comes with gas struts, so it's going to be easy to lift and shut it. And the whole design has a really nice finish to it as well. The only thing you can see here is your washer fluid refill area, so very nicely done here. Let's look at the tires. So this one comes with Michelin tires, 235/50 rim 20 size, sitting on this lovely wheel design, but obviously you can choose a wheel design of your choice, and these will be covered as well. This is a display car, but this is a finished car. And then in there you got your suspension going on. This is not a suspension or anything like that, but I believe it's going to be comfortable. And then you got very nice rounded wheel wells surrounded by these black panels, and then in there you got some plastic material in there. But being an electric, I'm sure the sound deadening is going to be really good. And then you got a camera sitting on this panel here with another Nissan branding here, and facing backwards is another camera there, and another camera underneath the rear view mirror. Got your turn signal here sitting on the regular rear view mirrors, and then you got blind spot monitoring indicator here. So standard stuff, but done nicely. And if I step back, we can see the full length of the car. I believe the front end looks nicer than the rear end, but we'll see why the rear end is jacked up. It was done for extra space. We'll see that in a moment. But if we start from here, we can see that there is a black plastic panel here, which is a continuous panel around the wheel wells, giving it that continuous look all the way to the back as well. And also maybe to stop the car from looking too bulky. And if you look here, you can see that there's no aluminum or plastic trim here on the edge of the door. It's got this very nice finish, and then you only start to see the rubber that seals the glass in there. So unlike other cars, this one, the body extends all the way to the top, and then you got your pop-out style door handles, which most people don't like, but they went in for that as well. So it's going to be sucked in when the car is in motion. And you can see the windows, these ones are not blacked out from factory. You can do them aftermarket, but they kind of have this slight tint to them, and very wide windows overall. And the windows stretch all the way from the front all the way to the back, and behind the C-pillar there is an extra window for the rear passenger, so it's going to allow a lot of light into this car. And if we go to the charging department, so you have your fast charging and slow charging. And if we go to the rear, unfortunately the lamps are off, but if the camera is doing justice, you can see that these are OLED panels in there, and you can actually display messages you can write some messages on the infotainment screen and it will be displayed here. And it's got some very beautiful animations when it's on. You also got an illuminated Nissan badging as well. So let me step back so we can see it clearer. And we look at the top here. We got a brake light bar, breaks off in the middle, allows for the camera, and then continues on the other side. And the rear window is blacked out a little. You got a rear wiper here, and you also got another camera here, your number plate placement area. You got your NX8 badge in here, and you got a black panel down here which houses the proximity sensors, and then you also got some reflectors down here. So, and overall it got very good clearance. And then here you got a reverse light underneath. We go on to the right hand side. The right side is going to be similar to the left side of the car, and I really like how the front looks. Leave it in the comments what you think about this design. It looks much nicer in person than it is on camera. Now let's continue and look at the boot. So to open the boot, conventionally you just press that and you can see the lighting pops up. I wish the ignition was on for it to be displayed on always, but this is what we get. And then here on the boot lid is plastic. You got a button to press to shut it, and then here you got a secondary space here to shut it manually if the electronics fail. And you can see it has a very wide opening, and I'm 183 centimeters tall and my head is not hitting, so that's a good thing. And then we look at the opening, very wide opening here. Unfortunately there's no aluminum runners or anything like that. It's just got this plastic panel here to slide things in and out. I'm just wondering if it's not going to scratch after a few uses, but it's a standard design here, nothing special. And then if we look at the boot itself, it comes with a very large boot. The floor of the boot, the false floor, is lined with some carbon material, and if I lift it, there's a humongous extra space in here. And over there you can see your safety triangle sitting in this styrofoam insert, which I believe can be taken out, but left in there you still have extra space, and it goes all the way down. Really nice, giving you more than enough extra loading space. And then we come to the sides of the loading area, and it's mostly plastic, typical of Japanese cars. And on the right side you get a button here to press to collapse the seat, so you get one for the right, one for the left. So if I press it one touch, you can see the seat going down, and I can stop it and bring it back up. And I can do the same for the 60% seat as well, and then return it, and it goes relatively fast as well. And due to that, you can see that there's a lot of room space for the rear passengers. I'll show you in a second. You get a hook here which can carry up to about 3 kilograms of weight, and then you have this area here for a parcel shelf. That's an extra accessory if you want it, to prevent people from seeing what's going on in the boot. And then you get a speaker grill here, a speaker grill up there, and another speaker grill here. And this whole area is plastic, but once you go up there you come to this very nice fabric material. It's very textured and it feels really good, and it's soft as well. And so that's about it for the boot. And if to shut the boot, you just press that and it's going to shut by itself. So that's really nice. Now let's continue from the rear door. So when I open it, I'll just start from the door first, so you can see the configuration of the door. It opens to about, I would say, 65 degrees, but it's going to be easy for anyone to get in the car. And as you can see, it's got this very thick protection here. It's got very nice seals here, rubber everywhere for the sound deadening purposes. The glass in the rear is not double glazed. The one in the front is double glazed. I'll show you in a moment. But even though the door doesn't open that as wide as other cars, it has an easy entry. And if we look at the door inside itself, the inside of the door itself, it's got some very soft material here. It's got an aluminum trim here, and then you get some ambient lighting coming from there, and because of this design pattern, when it's dark, you're going to have the light floating through these channels here, going to make it look nice. And then we come down here, you get a button for opening and closing your window. And then this feature is very neat. You got, for such a car, you got 3-stage massage seats, you got heated seats, and you got ventilated seats, and that's for the rear passengers. So that's really nice that they have that. You get some nice perforations on the interior trim, going for this two-tone design. This one is coming in some shade of purple, and then you get a button to press to open the door, as it is on many modern cars now in China. And then if the electronics fail, there is a lever here that you can pull to unlock the door. And then you get a speaker grill here, Nissan Sound Dolby Atmos, so that's nice. You're going to push out some really nice power. The door pockets are plastic, but if you feel it's a problem, I'm sure you can just buy some Alcantara material or carpet material and insert in there. You got a woofer here for your speakers, and the doors go all the way down, so it's going to prevent debris from getting in the car and noise, and also prevent it from dirtying your clothes when weather is bad out. You also have extra rubber material here, all in order to stop noise and dirt from coming in the car. So very, very nicely sealed all around. And if we look at the seats itself, very nice seat design. But before we go on, let me just show you, there's a button, 2 buttons here to recline your backrest, so it doesn't slide forward and back, but you can recline the seat, as you can see, and it goes really, really far out, and then you can bring it back up as well. So this is on this seat, and the other seat also has the same button, so you can control the backrest. So that's really nice. You get your perforated seats. Not the best and nicest design I've seen. The stitching is just very simple, but it's perforated, allowing for heating and ventilated and massage, like I already showed. And on the rear, there's a nice that you got airplane style headrests, so your head is not going to be wobbling from left to right if you fall asleep. You get isofix anchor points, and they're very easy to get to. You can see the hook right there. You just push this down, you can hook the baby seat. And it's nice that you have the seat belt hooks here. They are not sitting up, they are recessed into the seat, so it's not going to be intrusive. The whole seat itself is a bench style seat, so that's really nice. And then let me just sit in the seat. So sitting here, you got, this is what you see in front of you. So that's the seat design, and the whole car is very spacious as well. You can see all around, and you are set up quite high, so even shorter people or kids are going to be able to see outside and stop annoying you on the drive. You got this cutouts here, so you can pull this out and insert a special hook where you can hang your tablet computer. And then you got conventional pockets, which I like very much. A lot of cars are doing away with them now, but Nissan is still providing that, so that's really cool. I'm 183 centimeters tall, and I'm sitting in, I would say, a normal position. The seat is not reclined, it's just perfect, and you can see how much headroom I have. It's insane. And then you also have leg room, so you can see how much knee room I still have, and I can push my feet and my shoes under the seat as well. So very, very spacious here in the back, and it's a bench style seat, so there's so much space. You can actually even sit here. Someone can sit here and play when the car is stationary. That's really nice. So that's the seat behind the driver, and above it you have 3 speakers in the roof. You have 1 speaker grill here, 1 in the middle, and 1 right above the head of the driver. You got a microphone here, and then you got a interior light here. It's interesting that they're going in for this, I'm not sure if it's halogen or this yellow bulb thing. Most cars are coming with LEDs now, but hey, Japanese brands, they like to stay traditional. As long as you have lighting, that's enough. And I believe this is good for the eyesight as well, good for our eyes. You got a grab handle here for those off-road moments, and like I showed in the boot, the material here in the roof continues from the boot all the way around, all around the top of the interior. It's a very nice fabric design, kind of like jeans, but feels soft. In there, you got airbag indicators all around. I'm guessing it will have curtain airbags here. And if you look around, it's just a very lovely, spacious, straight to the point interior. And over here, you got some real air vent coming out of here, which you can control manually. And then you also have type C charging ports. It doesn't indicate how fast, but these days they're very fast. So I'm guessing around 50 watts thereabout, but don't take my word on that. And then you get another pocket here, not lined with felt, but you can store something there temporarily. And then we also look at it, because it's a bench seat, the middle seat is not going to be uncomfortable, so even the person who gets the middle seat is going to be okay. You got a backrest for the middle seat. You can pull it down here, and then you have two cup holders here, and this will also double as a handrest. So it's nice that it has that purpose here. And then if you don't want it, you just push it back up. And if I sit on the passenger, the seat behind the front passenger, I'll start here. You can see a nice hook here, which can take up to 3 kilograms, so you can hang something there. Makes so much sense for those times when you need extra weight. So unlike other cars where the hooks are here above on the top of the B pillar, this one is down there. And then behind the front passenger, you got a table for the passenger, the rear passenger. So that's nice. So whoever needs to use the table can sit here. There's a nice cutout here for placing a pen or a tablet pen or something like that. So that's really cool. And then you also have an area here to hang a tablet. So both seats have that function. Only the passenger behind the driver has seat pockets, but the passenger behind the front passenger has this nice table, and it clicks in nicely as well. And you can see the space continues here. So much space. So this seat is reclined it's like reclined. So let me just recline the seats way back so we can see. So this is how much you can relax in the back of the car. You have even more headroom, and leg room will always be the same. And to bring it back up, I can slide it back up as well. Now if I recline the seat backwards to its last position, so there's this nice cutout here, and also with the seat reclined, you have some extra space to drop your elbow, and then the rest of your hands rests here. But this hand rest here is very, very soft. I'm not sure if you can see it clearly, but when I press it, it goes all the way down. It's almost like a mattress on a bed. Very, very comfortable. So with your hand resting here, your elbows are not going to be painful. And there are some cars that are soft, but they are not that soft, and so after a while your elbows start to pain. But with this one, it's really, really nicely done. And this also has the massage function, 3 stages, ventilated and heated as well, and that's really, really nice. And the sunroof starts from the top of the rear passengers, and then it goes all the way to the front, but it's covered now by the shade here. So unlike other cars that just give you the glass, this one has a rolling sunshade, so that's a nice touch. Okay, let's take a look at the front. So if I just raise the window, you can see that the front windows are double glazed, as you can see right there, and slightly tinted from factory, but I think you can add some more tint if you want. And the door configuration is going to be similar to the rear, just 2 buttons, one for the window, one for opening, and then down here there's a lever for opening the door when the electronics fail. But the seals are the same story down here. The door goes all the way down, and we have gravity function seat here, which works with 1 button. So if I just press that button, you can see it's going all the way to your gravity position. And these are AI seats, I forgot to mention. So starting from the N7, Nissan came up with this AI seat. So when it's configured on the screen, it will conform to the shape, the body shape of the passenger sitting on it. And with the gravity sit down, you can actually recline it further. So when I press the button, you can see that the seat is going even further back, and it goes almost all the way to a lying position, and you can bring it back up. And if I want to return it, I just press that one button. It's a one button control, and it will get your seat back to where it was before I extended it further. And if I press it again, it's going to go back to the automatic. So cowl support, backrests, one push button. You got lumbar support controls here. You got the regular seat forward, back, that kind of thing. And I like the plastics that have been used here. They look really, really nice. And if we look here, there is a magnet here that will allow you to be able to set your phone there. And this tissue paper thing is magnetic as well, so it kind of stuck in there. But that's, I believe, an extra accessory that you will get. Let me just sit in the, so you can see some ambient lighting coming from here, and the same design grooves here. These they call AI AC vents, so they are controlled on the screen. And also you have your speaker grills here, one here, one on the driver's side, and one in the middle. And this one actually goes up and down. When the ignition is off, it goes in, and then when the ignition is on, it comes back up. We'll take a look at it in detail a little bit in a bit, but let me put the tissue back here. And I like this design language here, perforations in the leather. And this is nice because when you are operating, you can actually rest your hand or some fingers on it, so you can have some leverage to control it. It comes with this huge screen panel here, one in front of the front passenger. We'll take a look at it in a bit. Down here you have a hook to hang some things here. And then you also have a glove box here. A glove box is big enough. It's not lined with felt, but the plastic feels nice. And then you just push to shut it. I like that straightforward functionality rather than those that are down on the screen. Very spacious, and the way it's angled is perpendicular to your legs, so it gives it even more space. Again, I'm 183 centimeters tall, sitting in my normal position, and you can see how comfortable my legs move about. And headroom is good as well. You can see the distance of travel of my hand before I hit the roof. And up here you got your sun visor, and I like that it's just a flip plastic, none of those magnetic stuff. So big vanity mirror light on both sides, and then you can actually turn off the light, especially at night if you don't need it. So that's a really neat function. And then you just push it back. You got a grab handle here as well for the front passenger. And if you're sitting in the passenger seat, this is what you're going to see. And down here there is extra storage here. You can store things here. You got a 12-volt socket. You got two Type-C charging ports here. So that's about it for the passenger seat. Now let's move on to the driver's seat. So we open the driver's door, and is double glazed windows as well. And the door's configuration is basically the same, but the driver obviously has extra buttons. So 4 buttons for controlling all the 4 windows. Lock the rear windows for child safety, and then a lock button here. So the same button doubles as lock and unlock. So that's really neat. You get your ambient lighting coming out of there, and then you got an area here. Again, this is very, very soft. This is the problem I've had with some cars. After a long distance, your elbows start to pain, but this one, it goes all the way. It's very, very, very soft. I would say it again. You got your door pockets here, and the front doors will open up, I think, up a little bit wider than the rear. I would say up to about 80 degrees, 85 degrees. You got your seat recline, forward, back, lumbar support buttons here, looking nice. You got nice plastics here. And then the seat design itself is just like the rear. The headrests are airplanes style, so your head is not going to be moving from left to right. And then inside the driver's seat are these perforations on the sides of the headrest, which I believe have speakers in there that will send navigation information like many other cars, because the others don't have them. So I believe there are some speakers in there for the driver. Got some very nice soft headrests, neck support for the driver, also Nissan branded. Again, these seats are not the best seats I've seen, but they feel really nice, and they have very nice side bolsters and this lovely two-tone design. If I just sit in here, so we have a a bracket here for phone support. I believe people with iPhones with a MagSafe can just slap it on there, and Android users will have another option, I believe. And let me just start from here. So there is a refrigerator in here which can take a few bottles, and it's cooled and heated as well. From what I heard, it's from -6 to about 50, -6 degrees to about 50, 55 degrees. So you can heat and cool. And then you can open it on both sides as well. And then it also doubles as a handrest for the driver and the passenger. And if you look here, there is ambient lighting going all around beneath this center console. And then you got your conventional size cup holders, and if you don't need them, you press this button here and you can return them, and they go flush with the top, so you can drop something here so it doesn't go in. But if you need to use them, you just push it down and it goes down. And then here you got wireless charging pad here on the left. On the right hand side is not charging, but you can place your key here or an extra phone here, and it's lined with Alcantara. This material here, starting to see it get dirty, but obviously you can choose the interior that works for you. And overall, the design of the front of the center console is very clean. And over here you get your air vents coming from here. Again, no physical buttons to control, but they claim that it's got this AI control function, so you can do that on the screen. And then you also got this button panel here for controlling your climate in the car, so that's nice. And then let me continue from the top before I come to the screen. So if we look up here, we got interior lighting, which are touch sensitive, and they are yellow lights as well. You got your hazard button here, and you got an SOS button here, and a hole, two holes here for your microphone, all sitting on this straightforward flat panel, looking really nice, simple, straight to the point. Sun visor also comes with vanity mirror, which can be turned on and off just like the passenger side. Got a speaker grill right on top of the head of the driver, and then you got a camera here and a sensor here to monitor what's going on in the car, reminding you of leaving things in the car, that kind of thing. You can see the dash is relatively flat, and the screens are not that high, they're just flush with the dash, so you're going to be able to see out. The camera is at my eye level, so you can see you have a clear view out. You can actually see a little bit of the bonnet, which is going to help you know where you've placed the car. You got a big HUD here, and I'm not sure if you can see clearly, but if you look there, you can see HUD display there. And this car, I'm told, also comes with AR HUD, that's augmented reality, so it's going to show you where to go as a reminder, displayed on the screen. And then I also saw a function where if you have, maybe when the car is packed, you're charging or something, you can actually populate the infotainment onto the HUD so that you can watch it straight ahead without looking at the screen. But I believe that will only work when you are stationary. Very nice soft dash here, and then you have a screen right behind the steering wheel. Very crisp. It's high quality phone screen quality, and here you can see 95% charge, 601 kilometers. So the guess is at 100% battery, you'll be able to go up to about 650 kilometers, something like that. And you got time displayed. All the information that the driver needs is displayed right there. We come down to a sensor here, which will monitor the driver's level of tiredness. You got your nicely damped turn signal lever here, which also doubles as your wiper, your lighting, that kind of thing. And then on the right hand side, you got a gear lever here, and the steering wheel itself has a really nice design. So it's only flattened a little bit at the bottom, but relatively round, and the size is good as well. And then we have physical buttons here to control the modes, voice control, favorites, directional signs, volume routers, that kind of thing. So all looking nice, and these are not touch sensitive, these are real buttons that you press. So that's cool. Being a display car, a lot of the functions have been turned off because some customers can be fidgety, and the driver can also access that area, that storage area under the center console there. And if we look here, let's take a closer look at the screen. Maybe the screen is flashing, pardon me, but yeah, you have your mapping information here, and you can have your display, your radar to show you what's going on around you. And then you have car settings here where you can open your sunroof, all your settings, HUD, all that kind of stuff, all the settings basically. And then you can press this one to populate all your apps that you have installed. You press this one to go home, and you have some widgets here. And then you have your temperature control, your fan speed, dual climate control for both sides. And then you also have you can partition the screen for displaying things at different locations. And then you also have your airflow direction. You also have your window defogger controls also on the screen, and up here you have your connectivity, time, Bluetooth, 4G, that kind of thing. And then the one on the right hand side is a main infotainment screen for the front passenger. So as you can see, you can watch movies, we can go back. So mainly for entertainment for the front passenger. So that's really cool. These speakers, you can see it's indicated here, Nissan Sound Dolby Atmos is Dolby ready. Music is not on right now for this display car, but being Dolby Atmos is going to sound really good and push out some really nice power. So if I look around, very airy, very spacious, and a very big wide cabin. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. I am truly grateful. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so I can continue to bring you more and more amazing cars coming out of China. So thank you once again. Subscribe to the channel. Till I see you in the next video. Ride legal, ride safe always. Peace, and I'm out.